As we discussed yesterday about the introduction and all, so today we'll start with the like going through the topics which I showed you yesterday. So first of all, I'll create a new application. So as you have already created applications, so you know how to create it. So from the workspace, you need to go to app builder and then you have these options. So this create, either you can use this create button or here is also one create button, both are same. So this will give you the option to create a new application. So I'll create on the click on this. So to create a blank application, just we need to give one application name, that you can keep anything, and rest of the things, there are other things like these options are available, and it's not mandatory, so you can skip all these, and these all configurations can be done later also. So it's not something which we miss at this point, cannot be done later. So just to create an application, just by giving the application name and create application, and you are seeing one application ID. So this ID is a unique ID for each Apex application. So in apex.oracle.com, there we cannot have an ID of our own choice, because this is a shared environment, globally used, and each application has to be unique application ID. So Oracle by default generates one ID and it assigns to your application. But when you have your own workspace where you install Oracle Apex in your own server, there you can have your application ID as per your choice. Only condition is, in your one workspace, you can have only one application with one ID. So application ID has to be unique within the workspace. So now I click
Mm.
on create application. You were, are you saying something?
No, no, please go ahead.
Yeah. So this application is created, and as you see, there are three pages added by default. So when we go to any application which we create, which was the ID created just now. So by default, it creates my three page: login page, home page, and uh, one page zero. So I'll just let me find that application first. How the application will be accessed by the end users. So see, we are as a developer developing the application, but your purpose is somebody will use this application. So when you click on the run application, it will open the login page. So login page, the user will log in and it will end up on the home page. So as I said, there are three pages: home page, login page, and global page. So login page you saw previously, the last page which I was showing, the where the URL which we need to share with the end users, that is the login page. And then you must have one home page, because after login a user has to see something, so that is called the home page. So that is why these two pages are by default added to the application. When we create any application, you will have login page, home page by default added in the application. Now, what is global page? So global page is having a different purpose, and it will always have page number 0. So you can have only one global page in the application, and that will have the page number as 0. Again, one application can have multiple pages like 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can go up to any number, and each page is a unique. Like you cannot have more than one page with same page number. Like say page number 1 is our home page, so we cannot have one more page as page number 1. Just like the application ID is unique, within the application, page number is also unique. You can have same name, like say one page number 1 is name as home. You can have many pages with name as home, but the page number will be always unique. Any questions so far?
No, no.
Okay. Now, so at the moment there is nothing in this application. It's completely blank, and the structure what you see, it's a left side navigation menu option is here, and which can collapse and expand, and there is a top banner, and this is the default UI structure of Oracle Apex Universal Theme. So by when you create any application, the default UI will be created like this, and it is like responsive theme. So suppose if I am using this application in a laptop or desktop, it is opening like this. If I use it in a mobile, it will open in a kind look of mobile app. So this theme automatically adjusts according to the device, and you don't have to do any customization based on the device and preference. So that is one good thing about this Oracle Apex theme. So now we will add one page in the application. So currently there is nothing, just so if I am see the one page we have home, and in the navigation I have one option called home. If I click on home, it is taking me to this page again. So this is the navigation. Now I will add one page to the application. So you will know how to add page in the application with this step. So after creating application, obviously the next step is to add pages. To add pages means to add additional features. Like application cannot be blank like this. It has to be something, some content, some workflow, some forms, reports, whatever. So to do that, we need to add the pages. So to add a page, you have this create page button. You need to click here, and it will show the options available. Like there are different types of pages available in Oracle Apex. Each page has a unique feature, and throughout this training we will see these type different pages. So for now I am creating one classic report. Classic report is one of the report type in Oracle Apex. There are mainly three types of reports available here, which is called classic report, interactive report, and interactive grid. So we will see all of these. So first I will go ahead with the classic report. I'll name this as classic report. So when you choose the page type, the next screen which will come is give you a page number. By Oracle takes the next available number by default within the application. So as you know, in our application, there is page number 1 already available. So it is showing page number 2. But as a developer, you have the option to modify this number to anything other than the available page numbers. So you cannot keep the page number which is already available in the application, but other than that you can keep it any number. There is no restriction, no limit, nothing, and it's up to you. But by default it will suggest a number which is available next number in the application. Then need to give the page name, that you can give anything. Page mode is a normal, model dialog, and drawer. So there are three types of pages that can be created in Oracle Apex. I will first will go ahead with normal. You will see what is normal page after this page creation, and will show you these two types as well. So then after seeing all three, you will understand what's the difference between these three page mode. And this mode can be like modified later also. Suppose right now I'm creating it as normal, and later on if you realize this page I don't want as normal page, I want it as model dialog, so that can be done. Apart from the page number, everything can be changed later also. It's not necessary everything has to be perfect while creating the page. Page creation is an activity you can create with whatever information you have, and if anything needs to be changed you can change that later. Apart from the page number, page number you cannot change once it is created. So next is this include form page. This shows when you create any report page, and the use of this is like, suppose if you want to create any form with this report, then you enable this option. And if you don't want any form, you just want a report only, no need to enable this option. So for now I will not do this, but we will see one scenario where we will enable this also, and we will show you how it works. Next is the data source. So obviously as I am creating a report, so report must have some data source. Like data source means what data report will show, from where the data will come. So for that you need to provide the data source for the report. So from the data source there are different options here, what type of data source you are using. And then the source type, either you can use a table or SQL query. And then if you choose SQL query, you need to write a SQL query here. If you use table, you need to choose the table name from your database schema. So I am selecting a table. We have one imp table here. I am selecting that, and use breadcrumb, use navigation. So use navigation means it will add an option here in the navigation. I'll show you. Breadcrumb means this header. So these are all, mostly people keep all these as default, and if you don't need navigation then only you need to hide it. If you don't need breadcrumb you need to disable it. So we need both, so I am keeping both options here. And use navigation, it will ask you create a new entry and map to an existing. So create a new entry means it will add a new entry in the navigation here, and map to an existing means it will ask you, like, see, we have one entry in the navigation as home, so it is showing you to map this page under home. So we'll go with this create new entry. Now create page. This is the step to create a page, and this will be same always whenever you create a page. So that's why I explained each point one by one, what are all those options. Now this page is created. Once your page is created, you will see a message like this, create classic report page created, and it will show you the page in this format. I'll explain this page layout also, what is the meaning. Once page is created, you can run the page from this run button from here. If I click on this, now see my classic report is showing data from imp table. And as I have selected create new navigation, So now in the application we have two options. Earlier only home was there. Now one more option came, which is classic report. And this report is showing data from the imp table. Whatever data is available, it is showing here. So this is how you create a classic report. It's very simple, and it's like anywhere you need to show static data from a database table, from a single table or multiple table, you can create classic report. This is the purpose of classic report, is to show data in the screen from the database. So let me know if you have any question from this or you are good with this one.
Yeah, yeah. Can you give me the PL part so I can also build the same screen?
See, there is no PL SQL part for this. It's
Sorry,
just
it's just a basic one.
so
That,
as I told you, I didn't write the SQL also. I choose the table option in the
yeah.
data source. So I have selected the table. So in your database, you can select any table, whatever table you have, and you can practice this.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. You can create any table with some data, some record, and create this report. This is how this report is created. Okay. Now, after now you see in this page, we have one more page added as classic report. Now I will add one more page, which will be a report and form. So an interactive report with form. So there are two things. First is the interactive report, and then once I create the interactive report, I will show you the difference between classic report and interactive report. Because if I tell you now, you will not understand. But when you see the both, automatically you will know the difference between the two reports, classic and interactive report. And including with that, I will create one form also. So again, I am going with this option, create page. And this time I will choose interactive report, this option. I am giving name as report and form. Okay. And see, this time I am changing the page number. It was showing 4, but I am changing it to 3. Again, page mode normal, and I will choose this option, include form page. Yes, changing the number to 4. Again, when you enable this option, include form page, so as it's a different page, it will show you a different one more page number. Because what will happen with this, two pages will be created, one for the report, one for the form. So for the form page, page number, and you have to give the name for the form. Here you see the page mode is by default drawer. Let it be drawer only. So you will see what is drawer page mode. Again, need to select the data source. So I am selecting once again emp table. And rest everything I will keep as it is. Create new navigation, everything. So this data source is only for report, and now in the next part it will ask for the form. So now it is asking primary key. So primary key, because as it is we are creating a form. So purpose of form is to do the data manipulation. Data manipulation means insert, update, delete the data in the database table. So to do that, you have to define the primary key. You need to tell the apex, what is the primary key of the table used here, because update and delete happens based on the primary key column. So there has to be one primary key in the table and you need to choose that primary key column here. Now create page. So now you will see one result here. See, two pages are created. Page number 3, page number 4. And now if I refresh the application, you will see one more option in the navigation menu, report and form. And when I click on this, so it is showing one report which is similar to classic report. It's the same table, so it is showing same data. And there are some additional things here, like there is one create button, there is one edit button against each record. So these all are added as I have selected a form also, include form. So as include form option was selected, so now this report is linked with the form also. So create means it will open the form and you can create a new record in the table. So see, when I'm clicking on create, one form is opening. It is showing fields where you can fill the data and click create. So it will insert a new record in this table. And you notice one thing, how this report page is opening. It is opening in the browser. How this create page is opening form, it is coming from the right side of the window, like a drawer. How you open a drawer like that. So this is the page mode. So for the report page, I have selected page mode as normal. For the form page, page mode was drawer. So this is how a drawer page works. Anywhere you want a page to open like this, you need to choose the page mode as drawer. And what is this edit button? So edit is same form page will open with the pre-populated data for the record where you click edit. So the difference between create and edit is create is opening the form as blank. So that means you can create a new record. And edit means it is opening the same form as it. Edit means you need to edit the existing information. So you need to, as this is the employee details, suppose if you want to update any information about the employee, you can click on edit and it will show you pre-populated values for each field, and then you can modify whatever you want to modify and click apply changes. So the data will be saved in the database. So far, it's good. Any question you have?
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah. So this was one of the example of an report with a report with a form. Now, why this report is called as interactive report? I have created this report as interactive report, and previous report was a classic report. See, both are showing same data, but the name is different. So what difference you see between these two reports? This report and this report. Apart from this create and edit. That is different. Create and edit is related to form. But just in the report, what are the difference you see? Do you see any difference?
I don't see any difference.
So same columns are here, right? Employee name, job
Yeah.
manager, date, and here also same columns are here. But
Yeah.
there is one difference which you missed it. You see, in this report, there is one search field here,
Yeah.
and here search based on each column. Then there is one action menu, and there is lot of options available under this. Okay.
Yeah.
Whereas in classic report, there is nothing. As an end user, you can not do anything here apart from seeing the data, right?
Okay. Yes.
But in the interactive report, you can see the data and then you can do some more actions, whatever you want to do, whatever options are available within that, you can do lot of things. So that is because of this interactive behavior.
Mm,
Like end user can interact with this report, they can play with the data, they can manipulate the report as per their needs. This report is called as interactive report. Now let me show you. Suppose I want to search something. I just need to type and press enter. It will filter this word, whatever you typed, in all rows and all columns of the report, and wherever it will find, it will show you those records. Like, say, I searched for Ford. So there is one record with Ford employee name, and there is one record with Ford as manager name. So both records are showing. But this kind of thing you cannot do in this report. If I need to search Ford, I need to go one by one and see.
yeah.
So this is one benefit, wild card search you can do. And then there are, like, say, columns. Now let's say uh, you have created this report, and now I am a user. I don't want uh, any particular column, I don't want to see. Let's say salary or commission, whatever, any one column. So as an end user, I have the option to remove the columns from the report. So
Oh,
I will select the column and move that to left side, apply. So now see, that column is gone, it's not available here.
mm,
So I am, suppose I am a user, I am interested only in two, three columns. I don't want to go through the hundreds of columns. So I can just move those columns from here to this side and see the report. But in classic report, this is not available. Whatever report is developed, all user has to see those same format. But here it's different. So
So
that is
the
one.
end user, so the end user who are using the app also they can manipulate this data only, or the developer can change this data.
No, no, end user can also do it.
They can also change.
Mm. Each user can modify the columns, and that is only will be local to that user. It is not like a user will do something and it will affect all other users. No,
Okay.
whoever will do what, it is just local to their session.
Okay.
Then each filters are available, like, say, employee name, operator, expression. So that you can do lot of other things. You can go through this, like, then you can do the sorting, aggregate, compute. Pivot can be done here. Download option is there. So it gives the multiple format options to download the report: CSV, HTML, Excel, PDF. Download option is available in classic report also, but that is only one option, which is CSV format. And that also by default it won't appear. We need to enable that to show. So I'll show you how to do it here. Under the report attributes, one of the last option you see, download, you need to enable it to yes. So now here you will have this option, download. But this download is only give you an CSV file. In interactive report, you have the option to choose from the different formats.
Can we connect this data to BI publisher reporting so the user can download them quickly?
BI Publisher is different thing. It's not directly linked with Oracle FX.
Oh,
Yeah. So this is a major thing, interactive and classic report differences and feature and benefits, because it's in many interviews, Apex interviews, and people ask this question very commonly.
oh.
Yeah. So any other question you have from interactive report and classic report?
No, I don't have any questions so far.
Uh-huh. And form, this page mode, you got it right. This
Yeah, yeah.
drawer mode, and now coming to this Apex page layout. So we have created two, three pages, and any page when you open from the application,
Oh,
from this screen, when you click on, let's say, classic report, any page, it will open like this. This is only for developers. End user
mm,
will, because end user only interact in this area. They don't have any access to this part. So this layout, as a developer, we need to know know in detail, because all your work you will be doing here only, and you have to be familiar with this part. And the more you know, you will do your work quickly in quick time. So how it works, like say, mainly as you see, there are three different parts of the page. One is uh, like this one, and the center, and in the right side. So the left one is mainly the, it is called the page rendering, and within that also there are four icons you see on the top here.
yes,
When I'm clicking on this, it is changing.
yes,
Yeah, so this part is called page rendering. And in the center part, what you see, it is kind of a static section which just shows you the layout of the page. So layout of the page means whatever is content available on your page, it, you can see a graphical representation of that. Like say we have one report and form on this page, so it is showing, it is appearing here. There is one create button, so it will show, it appears here like this. And in the right side, this is the detail section of each attribute. So wherever you click in the leftmost section,
mhm,
detail for that will show in the right side uh, part. Like say, currently the cursor is here on the page 3 report and form. So you can see the all the details about this page is appearing here. If I move the cursor here, body, the region, this is called region. Region means anything, any content which we add. So now if I move the, click on this report and form region, see the right, just notice on the right side it changes, and now it is showing all the details, everything about this region. So the name, and then type, which is interactive report, then data source, table name, everything. So any change, anytime any modification needs to do, you have to do like this. You need to go click on that, and then the detail will appear, and you need to modify wherever whatever you want to change. And this has also the mostly the two parts, region and attributes. So attributes is having some features and region will have some features. So you need to find where what it is, and whatever you need to update, you need to go into that section, do the modification and save the changes. Similarly, this create button. See, when I click on this,
Yeah,
again
yeah.
this right side it changes, and it is now showing all the details about the create button. So it is showing button name, label, layout, and the behavior of the button. So all the details about that particular attribute is defined in that part.
Oh, what is breadcrumb? A breadcrumb card? Like, is it any particular name or?
Yeah, breadcrumb is, it's like a page header, you can say. It appears like this.
Mhm.
So it is, you see, we have this breadcrumb here. It is showing here. In every page, if you add a breadcrumb comes here right on the top, and it appears as a header, and it creates the hierarchy. Like, say, suppose when you have multiple pages opening from one after another, you can have the breadcrumb linked with that, like this. You see here, this is breadcrumb. Like, currently you are on this page, and this is working as a navigation. So if I click on this, it will go back to here. So that is how breadcrumb works. We don't have any other page opening from this page, but if you have, so breadcrumb will work like that. So it is another way of navigation, and it gives one other feature also.
So I got it so far.
Mm. So any question from so far from the page, and so far, like page rendering, page details. Page rendering is also why it is called page rendering, because when you are running a page, you see some data on the page, right? Currently in this page, this report appears. So page rendering is the part where whatever content is available, it gets loaded in the browser as soon as you run the page. So in this page, as we have this report, it gets loaded in the browser. So that is why it is called page rendering, because when a page is called, it will load in the browser whatever is available under page rendering. And then the other three options which is available here. So first was page rendering, second is dynamic action. We will have one class for the dynamic action also. What is dynamic action? But this is just whatever dynamic actions you will have on a page, all will show under this. So
In, dy
if you want,
in dynamic actions, We will use Java and CSS also, right? Mainly.
Yeah, you can use JavaScript and all in dynamic action, but there are other things also. So JavaScript is one of the part, but there are a lot of other things you can have under dynamic action.
Ah,
So
great.
all your dynamic actions will be here under this. And the next one is the process. So this part is called process. And the process is like when we let me open a page process like say process you will mainly find on the pages where you have some forms because purpose of process is to do the data manipulation update delete or insert any action like whatever action is done from the page. So end user is doing through some buttons, but that button runs some program, some code, some PL/SQL code that is there in the process. So in this page, in this form, because form, what is it is doing? It is creating a record and updating the data. So definitely there will be a process. So under process, you see there is one process called process form imp form.
Mm.
So this is a process which updates, insert or delete the data in the table. And there is one more process which is to close this pop-up. After the action is done, it will be closed. So all your process will be under this. So those three things are very important: page rendering, dynamic action, and processes. Because this is where, as a developer, you will be working always in the page. So you should know where is what. Like say on this page, you see these fields are here, right?
Yeah.
Imp name, job manager. So in
Uh,
page rendering, you see all these items are available here as a field. These are called items. One items are there. These items are showing as a field on the page when it
in a
gets.
higher date, hold on there. In a higher date, there is a calendar directly came over there. Can
Yeah,
you show
that
me
is
that
the
later
type
on?
date picker. So the items are different types are there. Text field, drop down, calendar, date picker. So it is a date picker item. That is why there is a calendar. You see
Okay.
the item type.
When it is came, we did not create anything, right? It directly popped up over there.
We have not created all created automatically. I have just see when you choose to create a form, you give the table name. Everything will be created automatically.
Okay. Mhm.
So page rendering, dynamic action, process, and the last one is the shared component. Now, what is shared component? That is totally a different thing, and we will have a separate session for that. But first, for now, I'll explain. So, when you go to any application, you will see one shared component option here. And say, as the name says, shared components, which means all the components which are used by this application, like there are a lot of things here which is common for all the pages. Any page can use anything from here, and that is why it is called shared component. And on each page you will have one icon for this. This icon shows this particular page is using which components from the shared component. So just to show, just to know which components are being used here, you can see like say this page is using navigation menu and navigation bar. So nothing more much from the shared component. So that is why the shared component option is there. You don't have to do anything as a developer here, but these three are very important: page rendering, dynamic action, and this one. process. And we'll have session to go through the shared component in detail about each of these and what is the purpose. So any question?
Yeah, I have uh, I have no questions so far. If possible, just walk me through the right side part in the backend, the attributes or identification ones. So it has a lot of things.
Right
In
side part of what?
the backend one.
Backend.
Yeah, it is saying the identification attributes and all that. So it will create the
Yeah, so I told you, no, it will show for whatever component you click, it will show the detail about each thing, and then you have to go like identification means the name and the type, execution point, then setting. So this is what, like say for this item, let's say the imp name,
plain ID.
name type is text field, label, then settings and all. So it, the data source is important, where it shows which column this data will be saved. So you do one thing, you practice these two things, classic report and interactive report with a form,
Okay.
and try to go through this in detail, because I tell you, you will when you do the practical, you do the practice, you understand more.
But
And after that, if you have, you will have definitely some questions, and then we will discuss and it will give you more clarity about this. Okay.
okay.
Yeah. So because if you parallelly keep doing the practice, so it will help you go through each topic easily, and it will, you will understand also in a better way.